So because of Danny, I have to ask.
Yeah,
you
I
about
won't
Sean.
comment on it either. That's been advised to me as well, so we just won't comment on him right now. He's not a part of our team just yet, so, but I think everybody that knows us and how we feel about Sean, it hasn't changed.
Can I ask just what it was like to coach him?
He's a great player, a great guy. He's been tremendous in our locker room, and that's why I say when I say everybody knows how we feel about him, I think it's very obvious how we feel about him. I mean, we had him to the very end till he was suspended, and obviously there's a relationship that's been built over time with him. And again, he's been nothing short of amazing when he's been in our building, and I think everybody would say that to a man.
This is the first time this season that you're going to be playing a team twice. The Argos, obviously, they've been struggling lately. What can you take away, from the first game, even though that was, 5 weeks
Yeah,
ago? So.
exactly. That's what it was. I mean, that's the first game of the year for everybody. You never quite know what someone's doing coming out of training camp. You adjust during the game, and those games early, are difficult. They're difficult on everybody because it's your first time going out and doing it. Now we've got some film on everybody, so you kind of get to see what they are. It's going to be a tremendous game. We know it. It's an Eastern opponent. There's stuff on the line for us. If we win the game, we win the series. That's a big deal when you're talking about Eastern opponents. And it's Toronto. I mean, I think everybody in our building understands when we play them, we have to strap it up, and it's going to be a physical, fast football game. And I think we get excited about that. So we're looking for a fight. We're looking for, and not figuratively, but on the field. And we're saying, we know this is going to be a tough football game, regardless of what their record is. I'll throw their record right out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You guys have lost, 2 in a row. Obviously, you want to put an end, to that losing streak. What is something from the last game, the BC game, that you would like to see your football team, do or handle better than they did?
Well, finish. That's the bottom line, finish. I mean, we had opportunities in that game to do it on offense, special teams, defense, to finish the game, and we didn't. So that's collectively, and but I think, when you say win the football game, everybody wants to win every single week. It's what work you put into it, the things that you're doing on a daily basis, on a moment by moment basis. And I think our guys do that. They check the boxes this week. That's why we expect to win, when we strap it up. So, we've learned all the lessons we need to learn from the week. We'll apply them to this game, and we'll go out there and give everything we have. We represent, Quebec and Montreal in the 4-2-5, and we do that proudly, and we're going to do it again.
How comforting is it when you're on a 2-game skid, but you're adding a player who's never lost?
Well, I mean, that's it's comforting. I'll say that, and that's a good C word, is comfort. But obviously, it's more than a one-man show, and Davis is a piece of our football team. He's an important piece of our football team, but he's also one piece. So everybody collectively around him needs to play well. I think he gives everybody juice. Obviously he's a starter for a reason. He's led our football team from the moment we've assigned him the starter, and he's done nothing but put the work in. He's a tremendous leader, tremendous player. So I think we're excited to have him back. But again, it takes 45 guys on that roster that week, and it took our whole organization to get us prepared for this game. And it's going to be on all of us to win, not just one guy.
If he wins and the Alouettes win, he ties Danny McManus for the streak of 8 games in a row to start a career. Can you relate to what that kind of an achievement?
No, I can't. I mean, but I do know Danny Mack was a hell of a quarterback, and obviously just a hell of a player altogether. So tremendous amount of respect. But I have respect for quarterbacks in general, just because I know how hard it is to play in this league and how much work gets put into it. And again, it's a team game. Danny Mack doesn't go 8-0 just by himself. He does it with a Hamilton Tiger Cat team that was extremely good. I believe it was Hamilton. It may have been somebody else. I assume that was it, but maybe not. Either way, I know he had a long career. And obviously Davis, again, I think our football team's very solid. I think it's taken everybody to get him to that position to be mentioned in the same breath as a Danny Mack and potentially tie a record like that. I can tell you this, it's probably not on Davis's mind whatsoever, and that's the good thing. So it's just he takes it day by day, play by play, and that's the reason he's been successful. So we're all excited about him getting back in and playing a game.
How much is weather a factor in game planning? I know it could rain a lot tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, it's, we talk about being postmen, so it doesn't matter. The postmen always deliver in any kind of weather, inclement or not. Our guys are prepared for anything, and I can guarantee you this: it will not affect them mentally or physically. They'll just go out and play, and they'll be excited, and that's the difference. They're going to be excited about whatever opportunity they get to play tomorrow, in any condition.
You expect like more stuff on the ground?
No, all our quarterbacks can throw in the rain, so no, not at all. Our guys do a good job of going out and adjusting during warm-ups to see whether it's glove game or not a glove game, whether they have to catch the ball with their bodies a little bit more. I think that's just kind of, what you do have to adjust to, but our quarterbacks are all ready for it, and we've practiced in it, we've played in it before, and again, it comes down to a mindset, and our minds are very strong.
Well-being?
I'm great. In a great spot. Had a good week of practice. Thanks to that bye week, a little extra time as well. So feeling really good. Excited to get out here this week.
What do you expect? What do you expect? Okay. What do you expect from the game tomorrow against Toronto?
I think it's going to be a dogfight. It's a division rival. They're not going to come in here lightly. So we got to make sure we come prepared, come out hitting them in the mouth right away, and definitely don't come easy at all.
How do you view them? Just because they've got a lot of injuries, they're off to a slow start. Maybe a different Argos team than last year. How do you view them?
Still Toronto. We can't look at them any different. Regardless of who's out there. We got to show our best foot forward, right? We dropped 2 games. Our identity, what we want to focus on is ourselves at the end of the day. We do what we do. We put out what we know we can do and execute at a high level, man. We're the best team in the league.
Everything, it seems like Davis Alexander is going to be back as well. What does he bring to the offense?
Everything. That's why we believe in our guy, Davis, man. He's an electric player. So excited to get him back and really start building the same momentum we've had in those first 3 weeks. So time to get back to our swag and to our mojo for sure.
When you came here, he was a third string QB. But did you know just from practice reps that he could be this guy?
100%. You always see it. We practice with the same guys every day. You see it when he does his reps on the scout team. We always knew, and it's great to see him now starting to take that stride, not only as just a player but as a leader, and seeing what he's doing, stepping into that light, into that role. So definitely a great player and a great leader.
How much has he changed in that sense? I'm sure when you started it, he's the third string QB. He's probably a bit less vocal. How much has he changed since becoming the face?
No doubt. Obviously you're not going to rah like crazy as a third string, but he was still the same person that he is when it comes to work ethic, when it comes to consistency, the person that puts in details. It doesn't matter if you're the guy or not the guy. It's still the same preparation. That's that same guy. Now that he's in that role, obviously he's speaking a lot more. He's doing what he needs to do from that perspective. But as a receiver, man, there's nothing more I could ask from him. He's doing everything that I would love from him.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Merci beaucoup.
Now, this is the first time during the regular season that you guys are going to be facing the same team, for the second time. As the Argos, they've been struggling lately. What can you tell us, about their offense and what have you seen on tape, and what are you expecting tomorrow?
Yeah, I think they're a better team than what they showed on tape. I think Arbuckle's going to want to control the game. They got some guys who are out, but some guys who are in on both sides of the ball. And it's going to be a fun game. We're expecting them to come out here and give us everything they got. And we're expecting a very physical game.
Yeah, in football you never want to get, on a losing streak.
Yeah.
You guys have lost 2 in a row. Obviously, it is important to put an end to that streak, but especially against a division opponent that has been struggling.
Right.
How much, is it important tomorrow to come up, to just have a fast start and, put some doubt in the Argos' mind?
Yeah, we don't really necessarily focus on them, more so on us. We feel like we haven't played to our standards the past couple of weeks. As a defense especially, we take a lot of the load on ourselves. And, it's very hard to play the game of playing the same team again, or this team's struggling, or we're struggling. That's not really a concern. We don't really. The opponent doesn't matter. We just happen to be playing them, and they happen to not be doing it as good right now. But they're still a good team. They still have good weapons, and we're a great team, and we have great weapons. So it's just about us, executing our assignments, executing the defense correctly, and flying around and hitting. You know, we got to make plays.
What are some things that you do feel you need to improve, or the things that have been maybe lacking in those last 2 games?
I mean, I think everything, you know, that goes from just playing assignment football, no busts, you know, no missed tackles, just flying around and having fun. Get back to having fun. You know, like he said, anytime you're on a losing streak, it's, you know, the morale is going to be, you know, kind of iffy. But I feel like our team's done a great job of keeping that morale high and our energy high. And we know we're better than what our record shows, and we just want to go out there and prove it.
I want to ask you a bit about Sean Lemon. He's probably coming back in the league, free agent now. I mean, what was your reaction to seeing that he's reinstated?
Yeah, I mean, you know, Lemon's a hell of a player, an even better man. And I feel like he definitely deserves another shot in this league. He's done a lot of great things, and he's an amazing player. And, you know, we're excited. You know, we try to stay focused on who's here, and when he comes back, we'll welcome back with open arms if that's what happens, you know. I mean, we know that he's rooting for us, we know that he's here with us in spirit. So, I mean, all the best of love to him, and we appreciate him, and we're very happy for him. Especially me, I'm happy for him too.
What was he like as a leader, and were you a bit surprised? Because when he signed here initially, it was like he went on sign and there were questions about his attitude. Like, what was your experience with that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about. I think people, you know, everyone's gonna have an opinion. You know, I think sometimes, not only media, but sometimes people tend to pick and choose what they want to say about certain people. But I mean, the only people who really know is the people in the locker room with them. So that's players and coaches. And to my knowledge, I don't know any player or coach who has really anything negative to really say. You know, he's a great, like I said, he's a great player. He's an even better man, and he's a good leader. You know, he comes out here and he does what he's supposed to do. You know, and he's not going to do anything for his teammates. So if you want to say someone's has an attitude or whatever, that's hearsay. A lot of that's outside noise anyway. And I mean, my experiences with him, and I know the people on this team is he's exactly who needs to be here. So we don't concern about anything else. You know, I mean. It's a small thing in a bigger story, you know, because, you know, I mean, like, I'm not going to get into it, but, you know, we're excited.
Before you come back, tell us how you're feeling right now, you know, with the game tomorrow.
Yeah, just so excited to be back out there with the guys. You know, I feel blessed. I feel just ready to go, and can't wait to play in front of these fans. They've been electric these past 2 games the past 2 home games we had, and it's time to put on a show again.
Yeah, you guys have had a 2-game losing streak. Obviously, you didn't play in both of the games.
Yeah.
Well, how important is it, to put an end to that streak so it doesn't become a 3-game losing streak, especially now Hamilton, is in first position.
Yeah, of course. But, I've told you a ton, we try and treat every game the same. I'd be lying if I said this one isn't a little different because it is Toronto. It's a divisional rival. I've said it a lot. They don't like us. We don't like them. But in the end, you gotta keep your thoughts calm, and you got to go out there and give yourself the best chance to execute. So whatever we got to do to end the 2-game skid, we'll make it happen.
And this is the first time that you guys playing, a team for a second time this season. Does that give you more confidence, since you played against that defense earlier during the year, or it's been, 5 weeks now, or so? Is there anything you can take from that first game?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely stuff that you look at, and but I'm sure they're gonna have their adjustments, and I've said it a bunch. Like in our offense, it's all about having your eyes in the right spot, and we feel like we have an answer for everything that they're gonna bring us, and we're a confident group, and we're ready to go out and show that.
Are you aware that you're 1 win away from tying a CFL record?
Yeah, I mean, it's been talked about. I think it's a very cool thing. Obviously, I would love to have the record, but to me, it's most important about getting back on track. 1-0, and yes, sir.
What do you remember from that game against Toronto earlier this season?
It was electric in there. I had like 25 or 30 family members, friends fly out from all over West Coast, East Coast, and I just remember the fans being feel like they were waiting 6 months just like we were, 7 months just like we were. And that, you know, it was, felt like I used my legs a little bit more that game. I wasn't as maybe in rhythm as I was, you know, the next 2 games with Ottawa and Edmonton. So hopefully just trying to get back into that rhythm. But if I have to use my legs, I'll use my legs.
What are some things you maybe looked at while you were on the shelf, and is there things that looked at improving, or you know?
Yeah, I mean, just for myself personally, I'm not going to say I was playing perfect, but I was getting hot, and I was, you know, pretty accurate with the football, and I was just trying to make sure I was staying in rhythm. Even, you know, during those times where sometimes I wasn't even going to the practice field, but just making sure you're still, you know, locked into the playbook. You know, we change our calls every single week, so you got to make sure your brain's still active, and you can't just use those 2 weeks or whatever to take some time off. But, you know, and then just keep working on your leadership, keep trying to provide a spark for these guys if they need it. I know that they don't, but if they need it, I'm there for them.
Now that you're planning to play a full season, do you have to learn a bit about picking your spots in terms of maybe rushing, so you're staying on the field?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
For sure. I mean, it's like it's been talked about a lot in the off season. I think Danny was calling it like cowboy football that I was playing. You know, I thought I did a pretty good job, honestly, so far to start the year. I think I only have 6 rushes on the season. But yeah, you got to be smart. But at the same time, you know, I'm a competitor, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to win. You know, given certain circumstances. But yeah, it's just the hamstring was an unfortunate thing that I had just been dealing with, and showed back up, and we feel pretty good about it now.
You just said you are competitors. So how do you feel when you're not able to win your team when they are loose?
Yeah, it's a tough feeling, but I mean, you know, as a leader on the team, you got to try and be there for the guys. You got to be there for the offense, defense, special teams, and you know, I don't want to say you feel helpless, because you can always help, and energy, all that stuff. You know, X's and O's, be a different set of eyes. But you know, you're definitely dying to get back on the field and play with your brothers.